What's up, traders? Going 5 for 5 today. I actually only got 2 trades on the stream today. Pretty much right after I got off the stream, I decided to trade 3 more tickers. They weren't, necessarily the best trades, but they were decent trades for what we've been getting these last couple weeks. So let's get to it. Hey traders, as always, don't forget to hit that like button. It's free for you. It helps grow the channel. And if you want to go watch those 2 trades that I took, they were on SDC and RKDA. Those were on stream. However, I am not going to go back through those because I want to try to get through all of these in as quickly as possible. And I would rather just kind of go through it this way. So just a recap today. If you want to go watch, I did timestamp them on the live stream, so feel free to do that. Just looking at KPLT, pretty standard. Had a line here off of the daily, which was actually the entrance to a gap fill. So we were being really careful with this one. It did go through this key area from pre-market, broke through that $0.50, went up to that key, like 20, 30 cents above those key areas that we always look for an entry. We ended up getting short. Was looking for a little bit more, but I was involved in WKEY at the same time. So when we got this first pullback, I just went ahead and took it off. Wasn't really very big position size because, like I said, we were pretty close to that gap fill entry. So I wanted to be very careful with that because it was a pretty big gap fill as well. This is a gap fill up to, let's take a look at it. You can see here was the entrance, and gap fill was all the way up to $9, over $9. So I didn't really want to chance that. So WKEY was the other one we were in during this. This was kind of the annoying trade of the day. We got in over here, had a chance to take profit when it went through 8, but I was really looking for a little bit more than that. You can see we were kind of looking down towards this area here. Didn't want to do it. Kind of turned into a grinder real quick. So we kind of let it make a top. I was really hoping it would go through 850. That was kind of the key area that we were looking for to get an add, but it just never did. It kept grinding. So first sign that we saw, thought it was the backside, we went ahead and added with the idea of stopping at the highs. Came down, we took that half off at the bottom. You could just kind of feel it, didn't want to go lower. However, I didn't want a chance missing the bigger move in case I was wrong. I was not wrong. It immediately shot all the way up through 850. And instead of stopping out, I decided to add. And we got pretty much a top tick here. We felt the jiggle on this one pretty well. As it came down, started to bounce pretty much right at our average here. And so we took some off, started to come back down, took some more off, and then we were really looking for this to come back down. And it just did not feel like it wanted to. And pretty much right as we got out, as it popped up to this 840, right after we got out, that is, and then it tanked. And it just kind of did this and then ultimately ended up going higher. So a little frustrating. We were trying to get this move back down towards 8 for the remaining of our shares, but it just did not seem to want to budge right here. It came down, was trying to use this as support. You can see it. And right when it started to kind of curl back up there, I was watching the price action, it felt like it was trying to curl up. I jumped out. And of course it did try, got to 840 and dumped. So a little frustrating on that one because it did come down to where we wanted. Touch view app before it ended up doing that. So, but again, intense move into the pullback. What it does after that, I don't know, right? So intense move, got a little bit of a pullback. So at that point, we were kind of along for the ride. Like I said, it turned into a grinder. But then we got another intense move into the pullback. And then right here, it just felt like it was going to try to do the same thing again. It felt very grindy, felt like it was being propped. And so I dumped it. And I'm assuming right here, you can see a ton of volume on that candle. I'm assuming that's where they kind of got out of their position as well. So yeah, that was WKEY. Let's go over to PayPal. This was a pretty quick one. Apparently there was some news about them offering some kind of stock trading or something, but pretty clear line here from the high of earlier. It was a volume out of nowhere. I kind of let it do its thing for a little bit. And honestly, I had no intentions of trading this. It just kept going and going and going, and it just kept going and going and going. You could feel it getting weak around 288, and it just kept going. And it still felt weak, even a little bit weaker at 289, and it just kept going. And it just kept, you could see it was struggling to go higher and higher each time. It was like jumped $1, then it jumped 75 cents, then it jumped 50 cents, then it jumped 20 cents. And you could just see it slowing down. And then so finally, when I saw it start to slow down, we jumped in, which was at the 290 break. I got in on the move back down, got a pretty bad fill. It was pretty spready. We got filled at 288.60 on what was the breakdown through 290. And then it jumped back up, and we ended up getting filled, or it wasn't 290, it was 289, sorry. Yeah, it was at 289 break, and then we got filled on the way back down. Then it jumped all the way up to 290.40, and that was when we got filled up here at 289.87. And then we just got filled half on the way there, and then half here when it kind of felt like it was done. I was trying to see how long this would kind of just free fall on this candle down. And that was kind of where it found support there. It started to try to bounce right at my average. I was like, oh, no. So I took, or not at my average, but at our first entry, took some off there, and I let it continue down, and that's where we got the rest off. We just kind of felt the bottom there. We'll do SDC. That was our first trade, closer to the bell. This 574 was right off the daily or the hourly. It was the hourly. I guess it's kind of both because it's there too. That was also the entry to a gap fill. All these extra lines were key levels off the inside the gap fill. I'm actually kind of curious where those levels came from. Maybe I was drawing those. Oh, yeah, I was drawing these levels looking for the backside of the trade because I was talking about it. So this 591, you can see it made that level, and then I drew this 602 because I was looking for a possible backside of the move. Because I had been saying I've been looking for ways to possibly trade the backside of moves, and this one actually did work out. I actually stopped paying attention to it, even though I said I wanted to. Basically, let it go up, come down, find a bounce spot at that previous resistance, goes back up, tests where that first bounce was, which was right there. I mean, it literally worked to a T. And then on the break of that bottom, you would look to get into a short position. And you would have been risking this 602 area with an entry of 590. So you're looking about 10 to 11 cents, and this gave you what, 20, 25 cents. So would have been a pretty good one. But our trade was pretty normal. Really nothing, just a nice little breakout at that key level, which was the breakout area or the gap fill area. And then we just got that pullback, right? Intense move into a pullback. That's what we do. I mean, all of our trades start to look very similar. And then our last trade was on RKDA. Again, another pretty standard one, previous resistance down here, big pop. This line was here because I was showing the descending triangle that was forming. Got short. It kind of worked its way out. We took most, I think it was just half. I don't remember if it was just, let's see. I actually took 80%. Okay, so we're in 100 shares, took 80 off. So we still had 20% of our position left, and we were just letting it do its thing. Had previous resistance here, was just looking for the flush of the descending triangle right to that previous resistance, which happened to be VWAP as well. And we got filled. So pretty easy trade there. One that actually worked out for once. And it's actually kind of funny because if you go back and watch the live stream, I had a stop here at 263. And this says it printed at 264. However, we didn't get stopped. So it kind of worked out in our favor because it would have looked like we top ticked an exit there, and then it did this. So it kind of worked out for once. I don't know if these just were, orders from over here that got filled and it made it look like it. I don't know. For some reason, we didn't get filled, and thankfully it worked out. So that was our day. 5 for 5. Not, too heavy as far as the goal. We only got, let's do 32.49 divided by 50. Got about 65% of goal today, which can't complain. I did go a little bit on the smaller side just because of how slow it's been. I didn't want a chance possibly FOMOing into things and not realizing it until it was too late. So I always started on the smaller end and then kind of felt my way into the trades. But that 5 trades and they kind of work out the way that it did today, I can't really complain. Any day that we're green and going 5 for 5, I'm not going to complain, even if it's a little bit under goal. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Find me on Discord, find me on Twitter, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.